I thought I'd make a quick video that will share my experience fixing a chip in my windshield. That chip became a crack because I didn't act fast enough. What I used to fix it is this Rain-X windshield repair kit. This I found to be the best thing out there to fix what I needed, which is more than just a chip, but a chip and a crack. It puts resin into your chip to strengthen it. The reason I say I didn't act fast enough is because I got a chip one night, I didn't see it, I didn't fix it. That chip spread into about a 16-inch crack across my passenger side of the windshield. The next day it spread even further, so that's when I decided it was time to make a move. I tested out this Rain-X kit. Pretty good. What I hope to do in this video is just explain what you can and can't expect from it. If you expect an $11 kit from Walmart to completely remove any evidence of a crack in your windshield, that's just not a realistic thing. But what it can do is it can greatly reduce the amount of light that gets trapped in the crack because it's filled with a resin. So I'll show you the before and the after shots and what I did to fix it. I would absolutely recommend it. I'm going to be keeping these kits with me in my car for the rest of my life, because I do drive up and down I-15 a lot here in Utah, and trucks are allowed to go in any lane. They are coming on, they're dropping rocks, the rocks are bouncing up, hitting your windshield, and it's like a war zone out there. It really is. Everyone I know, it's just a matter of time till they get a cracked windshield. You see them everywhere riding around here, and it's a big annoying thing. So what you got to do to make the mistake small is you got to react quick. If I filled my chip, just the original circle, overnight, I wouldn't have had to deal with a crack. I wouldn't be doing this video. And going forward, I hope to be able to just encourage everyone else to get one of these Rain-X things and just fix it right away, or else it's going to be a lot worse. And the cost of replacing a windshield through Safelite is like $500, and if you have one of those cameras in it, it's $800 because they charge you a $300 calibration fee. So in order to fix all that, you just make a quick little repair and you're all set. Here I am on top of my hood. I'm showing you guys what exactly happened. This is the original rock chip that I got going down I-15. I couldn't see it because, as you can tell, it's behind the mirror, and there's this little blackout spot that you can't even tell. So I didn't fix it right away. Didn't notice anything for about 2 days, and then I came in here back in my truck one morning, and this crack had gone all the way to here. I went to Safelite to check out, what are my options? Can you guys fix it? They said they couldn't, and it was like $800 total to replace it. So I was weighing my options, and then the very next day, the crack split from here to here, and I realized it's time to make a move, or else this could get really bad. And that's when I drilled this little hole in here. You can see I tried this one first, but as I was drilling in, the crack kind of moved towards it, so I said maybe I should give it another little space, and I drilled in there, and then I fixed the whole thing. I think it looks pretty good, and I'll show you from the inside how the crack looks going out. Extent of the crack, it's going to zoom pretty quickly, but that little all the way over to the dot, this has already been filled in. The one thing I'm not quite happy with is this right here. If I did a perfect job, the whole crack would just be like one hairline. The sun's glaring on it as bad as it can look, so it's never worse than this, and this is quite a bit better than when the whole entire mirror had these little spots in it. So that was from basically here to here. You can see it's clear now. That is user error. I think I might have gotten some resin in the crack beforehand, and then it won't let me get it in there. I tried a second time and it didn't get any better. So I think this is as good as I can get it. Which is what I was about to say, but I just put the still image of the before crack, before any resin was entered, and this is as bad as it looked beforehand, and contrast that with this picture here coming up in a second. And this is how good it gets right here. You can see there's still that little bit of light in it, but overall it's a pretty good job. I wanted to make a quick little show everyone what I bought in order to make this repair. First off is the main kit, the Rain-X windshield repair kit. This costs $10 and change at Walmart. They actually don't sell this at Advanced Auto Parts and O'Reilly Auto Parts, where I went to, and all they had was the little syringe that kind of plunges into the chip itself, so the little circle, but it doesn't really offer what this comes with, which is kind of a spider grip with suction cups that pull the windshield together as you insert the resin. Helps a little stability. What I did is I bought this for $11. Then I bought a drill to stop the spread of the crack. All you really need is the 1/8 drill bit, 1/8 of an inch. But of course they only have kits of 4, so this was $10. If you could get just a single thing, it'd probably be like $6 or $7. I bought some Vaseline for $1.77 at Walmart. I used that to put on the windshield so I could slide this along the crack to keep that same pressure applied as I kept on squirting the resin through here and tightening it as I go. And then lastly, just this windshield cleaner to get the Vaseline off, and then just a rag that you can find around your house. I'd recommend cutting one out of a shirt because that's pretty good material. So all in all, it's a pretty cheap repair. You can do the math yourself. I think I could have done it without the Vaseline and sliding method, and then I wouldn't have had to buy the glass cleaner either, although it did help clean up some of the resin that drips along your windshield, and you try to wipe it off while it's cold or while it's not in the sunlight, and that actually does help a little bit, so I'd probably get that anyway. But yeah, and then we'll go into the repair. The first part of my repair was drilling directly into my windshield, and I'm sorry that I don't have a video of it because I was doing this by myself and I did not want to screw it up. So I took the 1/8 glass specific drill bit that I bought from Lowe's and drilled directly into my windshield. Every windshield is made up of 3 parts. There's glass on the top, there's glass on the bottom, and in the middle there's a plasticky material. So in order to get through the first pane, which is the goal, you have to drill, and the hole will get a little bit bigger until it spider cracks. That's no big deal. That's actually the length that you want, because you can fill that completely with resin, and that'll keep the crack from spreading further. The second part of the repair involves using the spider grip and placing it directly over the initial rock chip. This allows you to apply resin into the hole and prevent the chip from becoming a crack. Obviously I didn't get to that in time, but this is why I'm always going to be keeping this kit with me to keep chips from becoming cracks. You're going to have to follow the directions for this. It's pretty self-explanatory, and the only advice that I would give would be that it really does need to be done in the shade, because it says that UV light activates the resin, and that's absolutely the case. Put it in the shade, and then when you're ready for it to harden, bring it out to the sunlight, and you'll be surprised by how good of a job it does. And here's the underneath view of the tool. As you can see, there's a little hole where the resin squirts out and then tries to enter into the crack. It's definitely important to do it, to leave it for a few minutes stationary if you're just doing a rock chip, like a little circle. But if you're trying to move it along the crack, what the most important thing I have found is not necessarily that you have to put the Vaseline and slide it along. You could definitely lift up the suction cups and just move it an inch or two and put some resin out at the time. I couldn't tell if it made a big difference. I did it actually both ways. Sliding it will definitely require a little more cleanup, but the most important thing that you can do is you can push on your windshield from both above and below to try, when the resin has been put along the crack, I think it's important to kind of massage it into the crack. I did a pretty good job of it. just by pushing up on the windshield and pushing down on it. And I think that, to me, that's the most important technique in order to get this right. So after every couple of inches that you apply the resin to the crack, you're going to want to put these strips that come with the packet. I actually cut them in half because you don't need the full width of them. And before you move out into the sun, you'll want to let those sit for a couple minutes, and then put them in the sun for a couple minutes. Those will harden pretty quickly, and it really is the UV rays that do it. It's not like heat or anything like that. I was pretty surprised by the technology, actually. So when you do peel it off, you get a sticky substance on your windshield, and they do give you a razor blade that you can just use to scrape off of, directly scrape off the windshield. I've painted before, and you'd be surprised that the razor blade won't actually hurt glass. You can go in it pretty hard. Some people have bought scrapers, like specifically glass scraping blades, but I found this to be pretty easy. And then the last thing I would do is I just sprayed that glass cleaner on it and wiped it off with a rag. That helps get a little bit that you might not have gotten with the blade. In conclusion, I'd say that the Rain-X windshield repair kit is a great product. As you can see, I have it kind of taped up. That's because I bought 2 of them, and with the second one I had a little extra resin, and I'm gonna keep it in my car wherever I go. If I get another rock chip, I'm gonna use it immediately to stop the crack from spreading. I think that drilling in, using that drill bit, helped a lot to stop the crack. I think the resin may have stopped it itself. But I don't know. I do have a roommate who has a windshield crack that has spread all over his windshield. It's way worse than mine, and that's something that I'm trying to avoid. And I think that using this product will help. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I would definitely not subscribe to my channel because it's not that good and there are not that many videos coming, but thanks for watching.